I don't suppose there's anybody here from Pepperspray Productions, is there? Okay. I want to show you a little clip of this. Pepperspray Productions, an independent video activist collection in Seattle, and I lifted this sentence out of their description: don't hate the media, be the media. I want to give you a little taste for what this looks like as we try to define who the media is, or are. Media is plural, isn't it? Sorry about that. Sorry about that. They actually have a website called subMedia, and I'll give you a little piece of this. I edited this down. There's quite a lot of profanity on this, and I thought I would spare you a little of it, so take a quick look.
How else can we make the
I want you to ask yourself, is this an act of journalism?
All we are doing is reinserting civil society's voice into the national public debate. We want to see it at the negotiating table.
It's the end of the world as we know it. I feel fine.
Slaves, and welcome to another edition of It's the End of the World as We Know It, and I Feel Fine, the show that has your back. I'm your host, the Stimulator, and as I reported yesterday, Democracy Now!'s Amy Goodman and Pepperspray production journalist Joseph Lasac were arrested. Pepperspray journalist Lambert Watchford was also arrested later that day. Both Joe and Lambert have been working with subMedia and other independent media outlets voluntarily. Basically, these folks see the value of independent journalism and have given their time to the cause.
I want you to catch that. They call them Pepperspray journalists. So we have citizen journalists, we have Pepperspray journalists. We're all here to learn the new vernacular. Look at the camera.
Same goes with our brave Pepperspray videographers. Society does not acknowledge them as real journalists because their credentials don't come from some corporate media outlet, but they perform the same basic function. They report. It is up to us to protect our people and make damn sure that these folks are on the streets rolling tape where they belong and not in some county cage. Don't worry, Lambert and Joe, we'll get you out soon.
And so on. If you want it, if you want to see more, submedia.com is where you can get it. .tv, thank you.
Or Channel 17 ATN, your
Public access.
Public
Yeah.
access station.
Good. All right,
8
good.
a.m. Monday through Friday.
There you go. Is this journalism?
It's Fox News.
Yeah. Meryl, where do you come down on this? Is this journalism?
I don't know. I guess I'm not sure.
And as police are looking out in the crowd, should they see these people any differently than they see John?
I have no idea how to define journalists, and I don't know that all of us in the room really know how to define journalists, and I therefore ask the question, how are law enforcement officials supposed to answer that question while they're in the midst of a public safety scene?
Al, I think it's important, though,
Go ahead, stand up.
coming back, in this specific context, by and large, the journalists don't have special rights. I don't care how you define it. So, if we're talking about the immediate context of the RNC street protests, this issue of distinguishing between real journalists and others is, I think, very much secondary, because they're all citizens, by and large, who have certain rights and limitations on their rights.
But the very reason that they were released is because they are being treated differently.
Preferentially.
Preferentially.
Can I ask you a question about your assumption? Is the purpose,
come on up.
sure. My name is Charlie Underwood. I worked as a street medic during the entire convention, And I don't understand your question.
Let me make sure we define what street medic is, just so everybody knows.
My job was to assist people of whatever category or uniform or lack of uniform who had been injured.
Good.
And I was not directly involved in any protests, although I was right there at the scene at all times. And there were also 27 street medics who were arrested, as well as the 40 who were arrested, who are named in the Minnesota Independent. You can actually see those names in affiliation.
Thank you, Charlie. Go ahead.
But I don't understand your question. Are you trying to reserve a special category of citizen that does not get pepper sprayed, that does not get arrested, that does not have the same punitive things happen to them under these situations of police brutality that the rest of us do? Why are you even bothering to create a special privileged category of citizens? It seems to make no sense to me at all. If what the St. Paul police did was wrong to you, excuse me, then it should be wrong as to the little girls offering flowers to the troopers, to the little girl saying, I love you, I love you, I love you. That one did get on Fox News. Thank you, Fox News, for that one bit of truth. Why are you reserving a special privilege category?
Let me see if we can frame the question. The question that we're here for tonight, Charlie, is this, and that is, how do people like Jonathan and Mara do their job as journalists and not get arrested? That is the question.
How do all of us do our job and not get arrested?
Come on up. You've been very patient, by the way.
My name's Ed Feline, and
we're going to remember that we made an agreement to limit speeches and ask questions, but go ahead.
all right. All of us have a right to be on the streets, and journalism has gone through a tremendous revolution in the last 10 years, and it's no longer the 2 or 3 corporations that control the television networks or the newspapers. There's no longer this concentration of power that has a monopoly on all the news. There's a lot of stuff happening on the internet. There's a lot of stuff happening on YouTube and so on. That has much more validity for a lot of people than whatever Rupert Murdoch thinks is news. And I think Charlie's point is absolutely to the point. I mean, I'm not a member of that media. I'm a member of a different alternative media, and I have absolute rights to witness what's happening and a responsibility to communicate that. When the St. Paul Police cooperates with the Secret Service and the Homeland Security people from Washington, D.C. and accepts $50 million worth of goodies and treats like new laser guns and things like that, there's a bribe taking place in which our rights to assemble peacefully and petition the government for redress of grievances and our rights to document what's happening are being compromised when those police actions.
Let's take what you've got.
Sorry.
I appreciate it very much. And let me see if I can get. I missed your name again. It was.
My name is Ed Feline. I published Southside Pride.
Great.
I published Pulse of the Twin Cities, and
folks like Mara have a press pass. Mara, hold up the press pass. What does that press pass allow you to do that Ed cannot do?
I don't know the answer to that. I'm not sure.
I think it gave you access, didn't it? It gave you access and a point of view. And I think it's the point of view that I'm concerned about.
Is your point, Ed, that there shouldn't even be that kind of access?
Absolutely not. I mean, anybody who's vetted by the police department has surrendered a point of view, and the only people who get vetted by the police department are people who they want to have vetted, who are going to reflect their point of view. That's a kind of manufactured news that we don't need. That's not giving us what's happening on the streets.
I'm hearing your point that any journalist who gets a credential has given up something.
Well, frankly, I tend to believe that. I tend to believe that Rupert Murdoch vets Bill O'Reilly, and I think that the Knight Ridder people who used to own the Star Tribune are the Pioneer Press. I'm sorry. I also vetted their journalists.
Jonathan, you've got press passes. What have you given up to get those?
I have a press pass, but it's issued by our TV station. It's literally something that allows
not by
me,
the city.
Not by the city.
I see.
So the city doesn't issue press
Go
pass.
ahead.
My name is Dennis Grunewald. I've been